Welcome back to the Anfield Index with me, Lewis, and today I'm joined by the man who kept that stream ticking, the watch-along. It is Jack McKindo to talk about the Carabao Cup. Liverpool 2, Southampton 1. Whoever says the Carabao Cup's boring, you're talking waffle. Mate, that had everything. Drama, goals, controversy. Let's just hear your initial sort of immediate takeaways from that before we get into the nitty gritty of it all. How are you feeling?
Not too bad, mate. Firstly, for anyone that did watch the watch along, absolute legends. You smash it, Lou, as well. First watch along on Anfield Index. Pretty sure there'll be many in the future as well, mate. But yeah, well done, that. On the game, it was actually good to relax and actually for a weekend and actually have me tea, watch it. And be very bemused on certain individual performances as well. I'm pretty sure we'll get to that, mate. But yeah, it was one of them, mate. I think with plenty of the rotation, a lot of changes really. I think Southampton change was a 7 or 8 since their starting 11 in the league as well. So we were, I think, probably obviously going to gauge that we were going to get a performance like this, mate. But yeah, we squeaked past in the end anyway, mate. But yeah, it's just one of them. With that many changes for me, I expected this, but yeah, as we'll get to some of the key big moments in a fair bit anyway. But yeah, we're into the next round, mate, and Everton got beat, so all good. So
they didn't even touch on that. Yeah, Wolves beat Everton 2-0. So the wait from 1995 looks like it's going to go on a little bit longer, unless they do something magical in the FA Cup or the Prem, which I highly doubt is going to happen, but you never know. And yeah, look, you're absolutely right. This was Southampton. They were much changed. They came into this match, I think, with a little bit of a narrative of, look, this is a hurdle we've just got to get past. It's us at Anfield. Whatever happens, happens. But credit to Southampton. I think despite Isak getting that initial shot in the first minute, they came out all guns blazing. They really put us to it. A few defensive issues that really stemmed up from this match, like, we didn't look solid, especially from a passing perspective. So, what do you put this down to? Do you think this is just a sort of rustiness? Do you think this is a rotation thing? Do you think it's individuals? What did you make of that sort of lack of defensive stability in the first 10, 15 minutes or so?
Yeah, it was weird, mate, and obviously Trainioni as well, the back line. Hopefully Leone's not too bad. That they quite kind of looking before we come on air looks quite kind of bad, as Midnight said there. Fingers crossed it's not too bad of an injury, but you never know with those. From what I'm no medical specialist, but it looked kind of bad anyway. But yeah, I think in terms of the structure, as you alluded to there, the defensive shape was all over the gaff, to be honest. It's quite frank, really. I think the back line, Frimpong was quite disappointed with. I don't know how you feel, Lou, or anyone in the comments tonight. Looked like I know he's just recently come back from injury as well, but he did look off the pace, and that was quite concerning, if I'm being honest. Because when you analyse that, he's probably going to be our first choice right back, unless, because I doubt Dom will be going right back again, unless there's any other injuries down that right hand side, mate. But yeah, I would have liked a bit more of a consistent output from Frimpong, but I don't know if to just put that down to just a little bit of fitness fatigue over the last couple of weeks as well, with him not rustiness really. But yeah, Leone handled himself well when he was on the pitch. I'm very impressed, even being honest. Didn't look out of place. We've seen the likes of Reece Williams and certain other young centre halves when you have come into Liverpool, even though Reece had that fantastic season with Nat at the back. But I think this fella looks certainly not out of place from a physicality point of view. And I think if we had to dump him into a Premier League fixture, I don't think he'd struggle too badly for me. How did you feel about that defensive structure and
that? Look, like someone says here, the key thing to remember is that we didn't make not 1, not 2, but not 4, but 11 changes to the starting team. It was a very rotated side, as we all sort of expected it to be. There were some debuts. Leone, of course. Hopefully that injury is nothing too serious, but he's come in and I think he did a very, very good job today. Positionally, he was solid. The way he was able to anticipate the balls forward, did a great job. A lot of it just stemmed from rustiness. I think Gomez in particular, a lot of his passing range was very poor today. Gave it away in, not just giving it away, but he gave it away in dangerous areas. Southampton immediately hitting us on counter-attack. We relied on Leone, who of the two of them is meant to be the apprentice, so to speak, the lad who's meant to be learning. We relied on him to cover for Joe Gomez, which says a lot about where he is in the pecking order at the moment. And yeah, it was just a bit all over the place from a makeshift back four as to be expected. But that's not to take away from the fact that in the first minute, mate, we could have been 1-0 up. Alexander Isak gets a great opportunity to score. And there was a bit of sort of, I didn't want to make the comparison on stream, but a bit of the Darwin Núñez about him where it just felt like just sort of hit it in hope. What do you make of that early opportunity for him? So then he sort of faded out straight afterwards.
It was. I think all of us, we all do it, mate. With the price tag, we know rival fans. Any chance that Isak misses, they'll be straight on social media and lambasting him, going, "Oh, like that's an awful miss. He cost X, Y, and Z, mate." But yeah, he's a bit of rustiness, similar with Frimpong, as I said before, mate. It's actually good that we've got the League Cup, if I'm being honest, because obviously, whether that be Leone, if he comes back, hopefully he's not too bad, but other players on the peripheral of this Liverpool squad as well. Certainly Rio and Gamua. He started life in the Premier League, obviously getting the goal against Newcastle, but competitions of this level, and especially League Cup and the FA Cup for me this season, don't you feel or chat as well, is utilising these competitions to play those lads on the fringes, but not just to play them, but try and play them into a bit of form, go into certain Premier League games, Champions League fixtures as well. But yeah, it was it's one of them, mate. And I think Isak, similar. He's not had a lot of pre-season, as we all know. He had a little decent run out for Sweden, but not unlike game match ready. You can train, as we all know, but I think in a game, your consistency, getting used to certain individual players in that Liverpool team, and playing with a lot of the young lads as well. So give them the world of good, and I'm pretty sure Rio and the other younger players within the squad would have certainly learnt a lot in terms of their development as well.
Yeah, it's experience. Like last season, we played Accrington, and a lot of people wouldn't have seen that as a big game. But like you rightfully said, for Rio, it was a big experience for him. And there's a lot that he's going to learn from this match today against the side who last season, let's not forget, they were in the Premier League, mate.
Yeah. 100%. So, like you look, and the back five, as we know, mate, was a 5-4-1 formation. And I know, obviously, we only won 2-1 tonight, but we knew the type of quality. And I know, Rio, we all wanted to, I certainly come into this game. I don't know, you felt, but and Chas, I wanted him to be like absolutely on the fullback, getting at the likes of I think it's Jet. I've probably butchered that, but that fella down the right hand side. I'm the you know, if you watch my watch longs as well, I'm fantastic at pronouncing certain players' football names anyway. But that fella down that right hand side alongside Armstrong, that's a lot more easier. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen him driving, but he did struggle. But it's every single week, every single month, every single year, this lad and the other lads, and certainly some of the senior lads that come into Liverpool, it's like a packed Anfield, mate. Like, that's really special. It's one thing doing it on the under-21s, under-18s, but there's not unlike in a League Cup. I know every single fan looks down on certain competitions as well. Every fan base does it. Premier League and Champions League are the priority for Liverpool, as we know, mate. But I think these competitions can certainly, not just for this season, but going forward, give valuable minutes to the likes of Rio and the other lads as well. So, yeah, it's all part of the learning curve, mate, for all the players and the club and the squad as well, mate. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by certain individual performances as well. Can certainly improve. If you look on social media, you'd think we'd just been battered 4-2. But yeah, it's one of them.
No, it is. People act like the sky's falling, and they don't sort of appreciate. There's people slating Endo, saying, bad performance. He's not good. I don't get what people. And look. I will admit, on that stream, I went ballistic at him for the weird header which led to their goal. We can discuss that in a moment, but I don't know what people expect from Endo. He's not meant to be a ball playing number 6. He's not meant to be this deep line playmaker. He is a brick in the middle of the pitch who will clatter into people, win you the ball back, and break up play so that your back four can get back into shape and slow the game down. And people look at him and watch his game and expect them to sort of be playing like he's prime Gravenberch or something at the moment. And it's a narrative that needs to shift. But what we will say, like you said, Perker there, it's a learning curve, especially that first half. If you look on this, like the possession stat, not just possession stats, the overall stats from that first half, Southampton really the same amount of big chances, 5 more shots than us. We forced the same amount of saves. They got 2 more corners than us, flying in with tackles. Like that first half, mate, was very much Southampton had the run of the mill, so to speak, and that's good experience for them, surely, that they've had to grind out that first half and get to halftime 1-0 up, so to speak.
Yeah, it's the quality, mate, as you alluded to. You were in the Premier League last year. You certainly still got quality, obviously, with Will Steele. They're obviously very renowned in the French league as well. And made up for me personally. Seen quite a fair bit of his Reims team and obviously the other squad's lens as well that he's managed. Very young manager, but certainly a lad that done a bit of his, not as professional coaching, but he's learned on Football Manager. It's one of the most, I'm pretty sure once he retires, there'll be a Hollywood film or certainly a version of Goal or whatever, because it is remarkable. He's a remarkable coach and the way that his career has transpired. But I think he would have learned a lot from tonight as well. But as you said, they had chances, Southampton. Obviously, prior to us scoring the goal, as we'll go into in a sec, mate, is obviously they hit the post. They should have been 1-0 up already within that game. But
we can touch on that now, man, if you want. Like you go on it, because what a mental minute that was.
Yeah, it was a bit of a madness, really, wasn't it, mate? It's obviously the counter-attack, Isaac, on the 43rd minute, as we know. But yeah, 9 total shots, 4 shots in total for Liverpool in the first opening 45, mate. But as is football, you've got to take your chances when they come across you. So, it was an interesting, but yeah, as is football, the added saying, fantastic. Good.
100, mate. It's all good, and this is the thing. Like, it's a Carabao Cup. We've rotated, and we've scraped the win, and we've not expended. Yes, look, there's negatives. An injury to Leone, 100%, and we aren't coming out of it unscathed with regards to Ekitike. People are worried that Isak might have gone off with an injury, so if they're both missing, that doesn't bode well. But one thing that does bode well for us is Isak, throughout most of that first half, felt very isolated because there was no creativity to him through the middle. All of our play was going out wide because you had Chiesa and Ingamoa. But it only takes one moment for him. One moment from the 7 touches or whatever it was that he had in that first half. One was a shot and then one was that goal. And talk to me, mate, about the goal for one, but Chiesa, the pressing from him to set up.
He's been tremendous this season. We know he's not had a lot of minutes, but when he has been called upon, whether it might be the latter stages of the Champions League campaign this season, he will very much be needed in crucial moments, as he was today as well. But in terms of just touching on Isaac, as he alluded to there, mate, it's going to be interesting. And games like tonight, we would learn playing against the back 5. It's completely different when he's got to get used to it as well. And I think we will find that out, whether that might be against Palace or next couple of weeks, next couple of months as well. It might take a fair bit for Isaac to get used to, because he's playing in a system that historically you're playing for Liverpool. So every single team's going to be playing a 5-5-0, like 5 at the back every single week. You're completely used to very much Newcastle on the halfway line, a lot more considering the opposition as well, mate. But I mean, I don't know. It's interesting, but he's going to have that adaptation period, certainly, going into this Liverpool side. And tonight would have been certainly, of course, would have loved him to have got a hat-trick. And it looked like he was in the warm down anyway. So, yeah, he wasn't on any issues.
Yeah, people were saying like he was limping, and I had to get proof of that because I didn't see anything personally, and then you saw him doing the warm down, like you said. So I think he's all good as far as I'm aware. But it's nice, obviously, that he got the goal and stuff. But it was good in the sense of, I don't know, just like I said, he struggled to get any sort of creativity. It's just nice that it took him one moment just to finish, because that's something that Erling Haaland gets a lot of credit for in the manner of which he plays. And then we came out second half, made that big change of Ekitike coming on, and it's mental to me that we're in this position right now where we've got these two elite level strikers, so to speak, and they're both scoring, they're both contributing. Did you notice any sort of difference in the way that we were operating when Ekitike came on as opposed to Isak, or?
Um,
Bit of a loaded question,
No, it's a very good question. I'd say yes and no. I think, as we know, that second half, the game in general wasn't good enough, mate. If you analyse it, like, we should be whacking that Southampton side 4-5-0. But as we've already alluded to, we were poor tonight in a lot of areas. But I think in terms of him coming on, Isaac, and just quickly touching on accurate passes, Isaac 6 out of 8, 75 percentile as well. Chances created, Isaac only created one within his time on the pitch as well, which, let's be frank, that's not good enough as well. In terms of he's done his job. Shots on target, 2 out of 2, 100%. That's all you can ask for, really. Successful dribbles, 100% as well. So he'd done his job, but he was very much, what was he left with, mate? He was left with absolutely nothing, really. No big, massive chances that you might have alluded to before, mate. But in terms of creating chances for them, when you're playing against the back five, we knew exactly we weren't going to be creating bagfuls of chances, which is disappointing if I'm being honest. But that, as we said at the top of the show, it's not Liverpool's first team. There's plenty of changes, and certain players haven't even played together and within that starting 11 in an actual competitive game, especially the young players as well. So, how did you think we did? Or
just as an overall, look, it's a performance where people need to sort of hamper that, bring down their expectations in a sense. Not because it's Liverpool, it's a League Cup, and no side is more successful than us in the League Cup. And I love the Carabao Cup. It gets a bad flack, but I think it's a prestigious award. It's a major trophy. It's part of the quadruple. There wouldn't have been a treble in 2001 if you didn't win the League Cup. It's big that we're involved in it.
It's on the Champions Wall. That's the main thing.
Exactly. It's on the Champions Wall. It's a big part of us. It's not the Community Shield. It's an important piece of silverware. And this is a match where we've played the Southampton team with a rugged back five, going into a new philosophy under Will Still. We've rotated heavily, and our bench isn't exactly crawling with first teamers beyond Ekitike and Bradley, so to speak. So there's a lot of perspective needed for this. I don't think it was a great performance, but it's as good as a performance as I could expect from Joe Gomez, who's come back from an injury. Leone's made his first game for the club, and I think he did a brilliant job. Frimpong, who's just come back from injury. Endo's had no minutes. Ngamoa, who's a 17-year-old young lad. And we've done brilliant in that sense. I wish Florian Wirtz was involved. I understand that we're maybe resting him. I understand that we've got bigger fish to fry, so to speak. But like we saw with Isak today, he's off the mark now. He's got that monkey off his back. He's able to go forward. I would have liked to have seen Florian Wirtz have that opportunity as well. I mean, I don't know if you share the same sentiment with me, but I think he would have been involved in the squad in some capacity today.
It's Palom even more. He's a professional footballer, we all know, mate. It's pressure. It's part of these lads have been training from a very young age, playing at Leverkusen and coming to Liverpool. It is a difficult environment, and I've said for weeks as well. Me personally, I do think Wirtz, we won't see the best of him until a couple of months, really, in this system, as we all know. His quality's there. It's just a case of implementing him into the side. It's one of the most crucial things Arne Slotter's got to have to do, because I think once that all settles down and he's fully integrated into the system, I think Liverpool will massively benefit, and you'll see a very much an upward trajectory, really, in regards to Liverpool's form and general play, really going into the season and in the Champions League as well. But yeah, it's one of them, mate. I think cup competition, especially League Cup and the FA Cup, if you play Wirtz and he gets injured, then the whole of Liverpool Twitter would be absolutely up in arms anyway, and every Liverpool fan. So I think I personally come into this game was a bit risky playing Isaac and Ekitike, but it's good to get Isaac some form and all that, mate. But yeah, I would have been very disappointed. I'm disappointed that Leone potentially looks like he's injured as well, so that's one centre half down than we did have before 8 o'clock tonight as well. So disappointing, but when on Arsenal, we'll crack on. If we get injuries, we'll crack on. It's all about having that big enough quality of a squad, mate, as you know.
Yeah, we're not going to whinge about it and then go to Sky to make big statistical things. And there's an interesting comment saying, did we need just 200 million pound a striker to beat an 18th place Championship Southampton? Mate, I've seen us lose to Northampton. I've seen us lose to Oldham. I've seen us lose to Wolves in the FA Cup. I've seen us lose to Reading in the League Cup. Like, these results happen. Sometimes clubs can come to Anfield and pick up a win. Northampton in 2010 is the biggest prime example of a side coming to us and, quite frankly, battering us. Yeah. It happens. It's not a great performance. It's not a result that I want. I don't want us to be struggling against them, but this can happen in these competitions. A side comes to Anfield, gets a goal, suddenly the momentum switches. We don't have like Mo Salah to bring on. We don't have Gakpo to bring on. And for some of the lads today, I think they did a brilliant job of, like, Leone. We'll touch on him before we sort of move on to the second half a bit for the last 10 minutes or so. But I thought before that injury, mate, he looked every bit of the he lived up to our hype, so to speak. Like, I was lost for words at the moment. It wasn't a classic performance, but as for your first match alongside a Joe Gomez, and you're the more experienced looking of the two, I thought he was top quality today, Leone. I don't know about you.
Yeah, just looking at his data, mate, 97 percentile passing accuracy. Plays 81 minutes. Might that be out as well, as we know, with the injury, but in terms of passing accuracy, spot on. Very, as we know, the majority Liverpool centre halves do tend to that, but still good. Accurate long balls, 0 out of 1, but we're not playing against Everton or someone. We want to be a progressive ball playing side, as we know. Unlike those certain clubs in the Premier League might not be had. So clearances 6, yeah, quite high, with the highest, one of the top percentiles really. So he was getting stuck into it. Headed clearances 4, interceptions 3, recoveries 3, quite very high up in regards to the other players within the squad as well. So very aggressive performance, that says to me, mate. And you can only play what's in front of him, mate. We see how many times have we seen many young centre halves or players, not just in general young players, but when you first get the big opportunity for Liverpool, they very much, some of them, whittle under the pressure really, and you're left wondering and going, well, will he get his other big opportunity again? But yeah, he's certainly a lad, and we've certainly got a gem on our hands as long as he's back to full fitness very soon, sooner rather than later, mate. But yeah, he's got all the attributes to. Still 18 as well, and he's training with the likes of Gomez, obviously Canate, Van Dijk as well. Another well-experienced players within this core of Liverpool's senior crop of lads as well. And I loved, just quickly touching on, obviously, like in terms of Rio and Leone as well, but I loved that there was a little moments in the first half where I think Robbo was screaming at Engamoe, but it was just, as we all know, it's coaching him through the game. And I think that's so important. It's a massive facet of this great Liverpool side. Robbo, if he leaves in the next 12 months, we'll all wish him well. And he's a league winner, multiple league winner as well. But just little moments like that make why exactly Liverpool has been as successful as we have been over the last 10 years as well. As characters like Robbo, like I'm pretty sure, I think Rio done 75 minutes in that game. Robbo's done the whole match, but you need players like that within the side, because we could have had 11 young players out there and we probably would have got beat there tonight. But we've got some proper senior professionals. Given Leone, Gomez, he's been around the block as well. He knows what it means to represent Liverpool as well. And yeah, considering Frimpong didn't have the best of games, and made up that we've had the likes of Gomez and Robbo around those players that were a bit rusty tonight, and just get them through the first professional game for Liverpool. It's amazing, for me.
Yeah. Well, no, I think you're absolutely right. Like, I got into this discussion with Dave like weeks, probably months ago now, when it was up for debate of Robbo maybe leaving to Atletico Madrid, and that whole conversation was being had. And I said then and there, I would rather keep Robertson because of the leadership that he brings, because of the experience he provides. You can't see Simicast doing to Engamoa today what Robbo did. You can't see him coordinating that back line in the way that Robertson did, and lead them by example and verbally. Like, he did his job exceptionally well. And what, we're scooting by little details, but I don't think Curtis Jones gets enough credit for that performance today. And I understand he didn't set the world alight. He didn't do anything particularly special, but he just did his job. And I don't think that's something that Curtis Jones gets enough credit for, is He receives the ball, he slows it down. When Robertson was going forward, he was dropping to left back. He was on the wing at points. He was going inside. He was coming deep. And I don't think Curtis Jones is someone who particularly grabs headlines. He's not the most flashy player. But I was happy with what he provided today while he was on the pitch with his passing range and everything. Like, do you feel the same way at all? Or are you just a bit underwhelmed? Or what do you think about Curtis Jones?
I'd go to war for this lad. He's a fantastic footballer. I would, because I've never seen like the years I've done with watch along and just content in general. I get everyone's 50-50 with Curtis, but not for me. He's a very talented player, and especially under Arne Slot. The best thing that happened to Jones, obviously he'd done well under Klopp, but I think we've all seen the interviews that he said about waxing lyrical about the manager coming in, head coach, but best thing that happened to Curtis is a manager like Arne Slot. He's facilitates the best qualities. And I know that's like all of us. One aspect of Jones's game is sometimes he keeps hold of the ball too long. But if he eradicates that out of his game, wow, we will have one of the best young players in European football. Because, yeah, in terms of ball progressing, how many was it, 2 weeks ago or the last couple of weeks in certain games where we're just spamming the ball forward? But was it 2 weeks ago? I can't remember the game where he come on and he absolutely settled the game. Was it 2 weeks ago? And he come on. And
was it Burnley?
Yeah, I think it was Burnley. Yeah. When he come on, I was speaking to Gags as well on that one, on the post-match, and I said, he just settled everyone's nerves. And you need players like that. We haven't got enough players of the style of a Curtis Jones within this Liverpool side as well. So, and I think obviously a Zubimendi type player, I think he's in that kind of mold of as we all know, mate. But yeah, what about? He has a decent game, mate, and similar with obviously playing down that left hand side with Rio. He's been here, done there. He's won. He's been a very successful player at Liverpool, Curtis, and no matter obviously, but if he just eradicates that out of his game, and when the time does, but that's what Arne Slot's best as. Who would have thought Ryan Gravenberch would have been playing that well in the 6? We all said sign a 6. And then Arnie's like, nah, I'll just sign Chiesa and, I'll just win the league first year.
If we sign Zubimendi that season we do, I'm convinced Gravenberch's gone this summer. Absolutely no doubt in my mind. I think Gravenberch's completely gone because he wouldn't have played further forward. He would have ended up playing further forward. He wouldn't have been in the team ahead of McAllister or Szoboszlai or Wirtz at this point. He wouldn't be playing the number 6. I think Gravenberch leaves if we sign Zubimendi that summer, and what a timeline that is. And look, it's very clear there's no heir apparent to Gravenberch in that position. People say Badstich, people say Jones. Endo starting today, I thought he had an okay first half. I thought he more than redeemed himself in that second half until, because we'll sort of touch on this goal and then the controversial moment, of course, but I don't know what he's doing with that header. I don't know what his plan is. I don't know. People were saying he's mistimed his jump. Mistime your jump all you want. Don't head it the other way and spin. Mate, my head went. I don't know. I haven't.
Do you think he's just got too excited based on the penalty box?
Yeah.
He's that's the type of personality he is, mate. But yeah, fully, we would have put our mortgage or whatever, like a chocolate Freddo if you want to put it on the line or whatever you want to, just put that in the back of the net, lad. Do it. Put that in the back of the net anyway. And yeah, it was disappointing to say the least, mate. But I'm pretty sure we'll speak about the big moments in a fair bit, mate. But yeah, the one positive this season as a whole really is we're not a side now pre-Jurgen Klopp era where we just really struggle to score goals, even if we do concede over the last 12 months, 24 months as well. We are a side that will score 4. We might concede 2 or 3 this season. But if it is going to be one of those seasons, we've certainly got the firepower to win a lot of trophies this season.
Oh, mate, absolutely. It's got very sort of 2013-14 kind of vibes to it at the moment. And look, I think we're all a bit scarred from that season, but no one can dispute that it was one of the most entertaining that we've ever seen. Even with the Klopp era, that campaign was unparalleled for what the excitement brought us. And I suppose no moment sort of epitomise that more, so to speak, than Ekitike going from hero to villain in the space of, 10 seconds? 5 seconds? What have you? My head was on the moon when that happened.
I get to you. What do you think's happened there, mate? And chat, what do you think's just gone through his head?
Yeah, please, everyone in the chat, let us know. Make sure to click like and subscribe as well if you haven't already. I don't know. On one hand, I'm like, he's forgot he's got a yellow, or he's forgot that you get a yellow for taking your kit off. Because is that just the Premier League thing, or is that across all leagues?
I think every league, really, mate.
Is everywhere, yeah. So he's got no excuse for that. So the only logical thing I can think of is he's forgot that he's on a yellow card, or he's looked at this and thought, nah, it's the League Cup, sod it, I'll take it off, it doesn't matter. Not realising that it carries into the Prem. I don't know, mate. Slot needs to smack him.
Yeah, he was fuming. I don't think he even looked at him when he come off anyway. But it was, you could see Frimpong's face, and then you can see 40, 50 odd thousand in the ground, and everyone watching around the world going, "What are you doing, lad?" But I'm just thinking, he's just, I love him, but don't be doing that in the Champions League semi-final, please, Hugo. We got away with it. If we were playing Man City or something, we might have been very in trouble with 5 minutes to go anyway. But
I'd have been crying.
We'd have been camped in our box, sitting behind the couch or whatever. But, he's just got a bit too excited, mate. And it happens, mate. And certainly he won't be doing that again anyway. I'm pretty sure he'll be getting absolute ripped all week by his colleagues in work and all that. Like, the lads will be winding them up absolutely, especially Andy Robbo. He's gonna be winding them up. Do you know those pictures in the training ground where they've got like a picture of each match on the wall? They need to get the photo of him taking his shirt off for that one. Just a red card. yeah. Just literally. Because mate, look, this is the thing. If we'd have lost, if they'd got a late winner, it would have been a different narrative. He would have been vilified. No amount of Juve spitting on fans or Suarez biting people or Sterling talking to the BBC can vilify you more than getting sent off for taking off your kit and then losing the match. But we won. So if you don't laugh, you cry, kind of thing. And there were people in the comments suggesting it's because Isak scored, so he had to show off his name. Mate, not a word of it. I don't think we all want to read too much into it, mate, but he's just happy. I think all of us, I'll be probably, I'd probably do the same if score for Liverpool, if I'm being honest. I'd forget my name, mate. Forget me boots and me kit and all that. I was like, where's it gone? But yeah, it's a big moment, and I think it's a big learning curve, but it's just excitement, mate. This is what this football club does to every single one of us, even the players as well. I know. Let's just think, it's another goal for Hugo Ekitike. A big goal. I know. Well, not a big goal. It's a goal in the League Cup anyway, but it's more. Which one is the match? Yeah, he's come into the club, mate, and he's hit the ground running. I think obviously Isaac coming in, it was a big price tag. We've seen many of the strikers down the years in Liverpool Football Club's history really struggle. As we mentioned, a lot of young players that have come in hasn't quite worked, but everything this lad's touched has turned into goals, lads. And that is the most difficult thing. If you listen to any top elite level striker in the game, as we all know, like, that's the most difficult thing, putting that ball in the back of the net. No matter if it's a tap-in, if it's 20, 30-yard goal, he's scoring. What I'm loving is just the variety of goals, apart from the yellow cards. Put that aside. But yeah, he's getting the goals, mate, and that's all you can ask for. Like 6 months before, we were crying out for a lot more goals in this team, and he's hit the ground running, mate. Yeah, I mean, mate, look, Fowler got banned for doing the celebration he did. Mate, he was scoring goals for fun. So if I was watching football at that point, wouldn't have cared. Suarez got banned for biting Ivanovic, scoring goals for fun. Couldn't have cared less. As long as you're scoring and you're making an impact, punch a fan in the face for all I care. Don't do that. But just, you can't do any wrong when you're scoring. Yeah, don't do that. Please don't. We don't need another instance. You know what I mean, though. But it's one of those things. If you're contributing, you're making an impact, you're scoring, you're doing something worthwhile, no one will care about this. You've won us the match. We're through to the next round. It's all we want to see. And I suppose we'll just sort of end off on your final thoughts, Matt. I mean, overall rate the performance out of 10 and just what's your sort of overlying look now going forward from this Carabao Cup match against Southampton? Into Palace, lads. As we've seen, the main thing every single match week, me personally, is just don't get any injuries. The longer that does progress, mate. But yeah, it's into the next round, lads. Hopefully we can get a home tie, whoever it is, bring them on anyway. But I would like a little bit of a City draw, if I'm being honest, in terms of the competition. City used to be getting League Two. I mean in terms of them getting League Two teams every single round anyway, like City. But it's one of them. Give us a home tie against anyone, and give Rio another big run out within the game, mate. But
yeah.
Disappointing performance, but who cares, mate? We're winning games, and that's the most important thing. And we keep on cracking on, and that's been the hallmark of Liverpool so far this season. Is we're slowly getting up, cranking up certain gears, and yeah, we'll get there, mate. Eventually, in a couple of weeks, and when we're absolutely flying, no one will be able to catch us in every competition that we'll be able as well.
Mate, we're fighting on all fronts. And like someone says here, still can't find updated info on Leone, but do you know where you can find updated info on Leone? It will be Anfield Index, because the moment anything breaks, the moment anything happens, we will be updating you on Twitter, on YouTube, all of it. There is daily streams all the time. There's videos recently with David Lynch, with Jan Molby, all sorts of great content coming out from likes of Jack, from Dave, from everyone. So make sure to click like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments down below, what would you rate this match out of 10? We just beat Southampton in the Carabao Cup. We've played them 7 times now in the competition, and we've won 4 of them. This was a major milestone for us going into the next round. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Jack, again, for setting up the stream before, for doing the clock, for doing everything, man. Like, you are the cog that keeps this wheel turning behind the scenes. So thank you so much for that, man.
All a team effort, as ever.
Team effort. We like it. Jack's not taking his top off though, so no one
wants to be seeing that. We'll certainly get demonetized anyway.
Mate, we'll be getting flagged. Just none of that. But yes, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click like and subscribe. Tune in tomorrow for more great content. And yeah, from myself and